You're tuned in to Grown Folks Production. In the mix. With the commish, Nate.
And here we go. Welcome to Press Pass Live OMFL Media Days, number 3 for the day, man. I've been grinding at work here. I got to start charging these fellas to do this kind of stuff. I'm super pumped. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. You guys up to do something a little bit different? You three that are hanging out with me? Oh, the energy for some of these guys. These are good humans we got here, but the energy, we got to work on the energy. The energy's got it. We got to pump it up just a little bit. Well, here's what we're going to do, okay? We got Birdman sitting here. Actually, we're not going to do it because I forgot. Birdman's got lots to go do, so we're not going to keep it. I was going to open it up and do like one question and all three of you answer, and then the second question, all three of you answer, instead of like one at a time. So, you good? Okay, he's all decked out in Panthers gear. Hopefully, unlike our buddy Tim, he doesn't fumble it and mess it all up because Tim couldn't get that couldn't just get that quite right last time. So, all right, let's do that then. Let's open it up. We got Birdman here with the Carolina Panthers. We got BigHurt here with the Atlanta Falcons, and we got my buddy Bill with the New York Giants. He's back in New York. Oh my God, watch out. Watch out, fellas. He's back in New York. All right, here's where we're going to open it up, fellas. Madden 24, moving into Madden 25. It's time to start to think about like our team and what we learned. All three of you pretty successful in your own way and played with like multiple different teams. So we'll go Bird, then we'll go BigHurt, then we'll go Beal. So we'll kind of go in that order. But tell me, what did you learn about yourself in Madden 24 that you think is going to help you in Madden 25? If you've played Bird at all, that rarely happens. Usually he's got you in a 14-0 hole. What do you think, BigHurt? What did you learn in Madden 24 that's going to help you in Madden 25? The guy who can talk. This is the guy who did a show the other day who said at least 10 times we need to wrap up the show and went on for another hour and a half. Okay, it was a 3-hour long show. He gives me a 2-word answer. I'm going to make you elaborate this time. All right, we're going to get more out of you before it's all said and done. Mr. Bill, man, welcome back to New York, man. What did you learn about your team and sort of the moving around that you did, especially with Mr. BigHurt here? You guys swapped teams, and that you think will help you in Madden 25? I don't like all Madden either, but we got to figure out a way to like not adjust sliders and make all pro play with defense. And if it doesn't, we got to go all Madden. Like we cannot have no defense again in Madden 25. We're going to play the Uno reverse card. We're going to flip it back around. Now we're going to go Beal, BigHurt, and then Birdman. What's the focus area? Moving back into the hometown, take it back over your team. What's the focus area for you when you think about bringing over an import for the Giants? You got to watch this group right here, OMFL. A lot of hole talk here tonight. BigHurt, what kind of holes are we filling in with the imports as we move over to the Atlanta Falcons and Bijan Robinson and his very low 81 overall? Maybe he'll break 1,000 yards this year. Maybe. Who was it? Fleury today and I were talking. He's bringing over an offensive lineman. It's not sexy, right? It doesn't feel great to bring over an offensive lineman, but sometimes it can be like key to like really setting your team up for success. Ooh, Birdman, get ready for that tight end cheese. It is on its way, a double decker of it. Do I have this wrong, BigHurt? Penix played in Nebraska? What? No. But before that, Indiana. See, it was another red and white team. I thought I had it close. Birdman, Madden 25. We were already talking about your team a little bit. You were crying crocodile tears about how low rated they are. I don't believe it at all. What are we thinking? What are we doing for import wise to sort of fill in the team for Madden 25? No Burns. That's got to hurt. Yeah. Bonus question, Bird. How did we feel about J.C. Horn getting pancaked in the photo of the year winner? Yeah. I I think you have an argument. I think you totally have an argument. We were talking a little bit about Madden 24. I do think that you had the one your season that wasn't quite up to your standard, but most of all, you played really, really well. What do you have to do better in Madden 25 to be more successful? Start chasing turnovers, you just end up finding more of them. BigHurt, you rebuilt a couple of different teams. I'm throwing out the last season, but you did really well after moving over to Buffalo. I think you took over a team that Bill actually built that very much relates to the style of football that you like to play. What would you learn in Madden 24 that you think is going to help you as you move into Madden 25? No. Why?
So we need to
Oh, y'all. See, this is what happens when you automate everything, and sometimes the automation doesn't work, and I didn't double check it. Son of a blasted hole. Oh, okay. We're gonna rapid fire this thing. Jesus Christ! Why didn't he? Did he say something in chat? I guess my chat isn't working either because I have chat up, and oh my gosh, I just want to shoot myself in the foot here. All right, Bray, we're coming back to you. We're gonna rapid fire these things because I've been talking to myself for the last 15 minutes here, and everybody. Oh Jesus, take the wheel. I don't get paid to do this. Remember that thing I said I was going to start charging people? I'm going to start paying them instead because I'm wasting everybody else's time. So we've had a wonderful conversation that none of you have been a part of. So we're going to just rewind this thing really, really quick. Whew, golly. So we got 3 questions to cover with Bird right now. What did you learn in Madden 24 that you think is going to help you in Madden 25? And we're going to double deck that with what you just finished talking about. What do you have to get better? I want 2 different things. What'd you learn and what do you have to get better that's moving from Madden 24 to Madden 25 with you?
All right. What I learned was I have to stay calm when I get behind early and stick to my game plan and not just get down on myself. And the other thing is I need to cut down on interceptions, be willing to take that sack or willing to throw that ball away. But just got to avoid just those turnovers to just kill you in this game.
And we were starting to talk about imports. We were talking about your team. Madden 25 doesn't look like it's being nice to you because they were not a very good team in the real NFL. What are you thinking about bringing over for an import?
Defense. There's only 2 pieces on that defense currently that I plan on keeping long term. That's Derek Brown and J.C. Horn. Everybody else is a Band-Aid or an old geezer just holding the spot till I get someone else there. So top linebacker coming over and a young corner coming over to pair with J.C. Horn. But defense is my complete focus.
Bert had a lot of beautiful answers that none of you are going to hear now because I didn't have anybody turned on for some random reason. But at least Cincy Bergs got our back here. I don't know why my chat isn't working either. But Mr. BigHurt, we're going to do the same thing with you. We're going to combine 2. What did you learn in Madden 24 that you're bringing with you in Madden 25? And what do you got to get better at in Madden 25 to continue to improve and maybe get some of those OMFL trophies back on that back shelf?
I do have one right here.
I know, see it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't have the D Money collection. Otherwise, I would run out of space. But I'd have to have like multiple shelves. But no, I think the biggest thing what I learned from 24 was just limiting turnovers was the big thing. I feel like I, for the most part, played pretty good defense. So just limiting the turnovers is going to be the biggest thing going into 25. And then what to look forward to and to kind of fill the holes in for 25 will be, I was thinking defensive line and like edge rushers and stuff. But I feel like the Falcons got quite a few young guys. And so I'm going to kind of see what I've got there for the first year in those young guys and see how they pan out. They got the one guy from Washington, I think his name Trice or whatever, that's the edge rusher, and then another guy from Clemson. So probably going to look more towards the secondary or the offensive line. The offensive line, I think, is going to be important for me with Bijan and, utilizing my offense with the younger receivers and Drake London and Darnell Mooney and those guys, but also Kyle Pitts. And then I'll have a rookie quarterback in Penix. So being able to provide them time and get the ball out and make the right reads and then also utilize the right offensive line is going to be big.
You and I were talking a little bit before no one else heard it, but we were talking about how Penix is going to be the starting quarterback, and you're going to have to keep him upright. So what are we thinking about an import as we move into Madden 25?
Yeah, I mean, I think like right now I've for sure have that one, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to like go yet. I've kind of looked at a receiver because I do have 2 guys that I really like in Buffalo. But I'm also like looking at the ratings, Drake London and Darnell Mooney, and they got a couple other guys that I think might be serviceable. So I might look more towards the offensive line or a DB, but I'm just kind of waiting until the rest of the ratings drop to see kind of how that all pans out. But yeah, I think Penix is going to be important to keep him upright for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see how you do with a rookie quarterback and how you got to build him up just a little bit. Mr. Bill, it's your turn. We had this beautiful flowing conversation for 25 minutes that no one could hear because my chat wasn't working and I don't know what's going on. I'm trying a bunch of new stuff, and this is what happens when I try new things. Bill, what did we learn in Madden 24 that's got to help you in Madden 25, and a combo for that? What do you got to get better at for Madden 25 to continue to get where you're trying to get those Giants?
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's a broken record, like turnovers, right? Turnovers kill you. And Madden 24 is just, I would have a decent offense, especially the last season with the Mounties. I think I was in like top 10 of offense. But again, the turnovers, there's more interceptions than touchdowns. So I got to cut down on the turnovers. And then moving forward to 25, I think in order to help do that is I got to be a little bit more balanced on offense, stick with the run even when it's not going well. Just be more balanced on offense and then play to my strength, which is defense, and just try to hopefully, I get better at defense, maybe learn to use the linebacker or safety a little bit more. So try to be a little bit more multifaceted on the defensive side.
How do you do that, Bill? Like, how do you force yourself to not turn the ball over and to improve in that? It's hard, right?
It goes back to like what Bird said, right? Like, don't when you're under pressure, don't necessarily just try to throw the ball up to get it out of the hands and not take the sack. You got to take the sack sometimes, and sometimes you got to find the R3 button to throw it out of bounds. And it may not come natural, but you got to try to make it a little bit more natural for yourself. So live to play, play another play or have another play. So that's, at least for me, that's what I'm going to try to do.
And we had this gorgeous conversation about how much you love Daniel Jones and you cannot wait to play with him. But what are we thinking about imports for Madden 25?
Yeah, well, I think I'm taking over 3 imports. I'm able to take over 3 imports. So the one I'm taking over a rookie or a first-year quarterback who's lower rated. I think he's 80 overall. But he's got a lot of upside to him. He's got a strong arm. So Daniel Jones is going to be on his way out pretty quickly, I think. And then the other 2 guys, I'm bringing over 2 stud cornerbacks to go along with Deontay Banks, who's already on the Giants, young kid. So I'm hoping to have that trio of solid cornerbacks to help boost the defense, and they should be together for the whole cycle for the most part, which would be great. And then, with that defensive line that's already in place with Burns, Thibodeau, and Dexter Lawrence, hopefully, it gives me something to build on, or at least keep me in games, until I can get something done with that offense and start building that up.
My guy talked about Burns. I could feel Bird's eyes rolling in the back of his head as you said it. Let's talk about rivals. You're going back over to the New York Giants. You're going to be facing Mr. Dwayne again. Who is a rival? It doesn't have to be in that conference. It could be anyone. Who's somebody you cannot wait to play in Madden 25?
That's a tough one. I mean, a rival usually is somebody that you could beat every once in a while. I mean, Dakota, I could never beat. I can't remember the last Madden I actually beat him. So I'm just looking forward to, I was with the Commanders for a little bit. So I had some fun, with Twinkie and Dakota and Shiloh Bed I've actually used to play with in another league way back 12 years ago or so. So it's good to have him back in the league. So I'm excited to play the guys in the division. And then, the same guys in the conference. Tim and I have had some back and forth over the last season in the NFC North. I don't think I actually have like an actual rival, but I enjoy playing everybody here.
All right, a bonus question since we wasted 25 minutes of everyone's time. BigHurt is one of the few guys who's played literally every team in the OMFL, but you also know what it's like to play in the AFC, NFC. Go ahead, break it right now. What's harder, AFC or NFC?
I mean, the NFC is I guess you could say, and I'm sure all this it's like top heavy, right? Like you got the Dakota, D-Money, Meek Boy has really stepped up the last couple of cycles. The AFC just has a lot of quality coaches there. Not to say that the NFC doesn't, but I mean, AFC. I mean, you look at each of the divisions. I mean, you got Kobe, Massimo in the East, and I apologize if I'm forgetting now. Maniacs in the East as well. I mean, you got the North is just, Cincyberg, Denbrew, LC, Nipples when he's like not on a sex cruise. The West, I mean, Shocks has shown that he could be a stud when he's involved. And I'm known forgetting guys, but each conference has their guys, but they're both fun conferences, both tough.
This guy's running for office. What a way to answer that question without answering that question. Mr. BigHurt, you have played in every OMFL team possible except for the Saints. What are we thinking? Who is the one guy that you cannot wait to play in Madden 25?
I actually tried to get the Titans, but that was funny. The one team I'll never play with is the Eagles, and whoever's got, I think Twinkie's got him. You'll never have to worry because I will never play with that team.
Wait a second. Pause. Penguins has been messaging me for 2 weeks. He doesn't even want to come on media days because he says no one wants the Titans, and you're telling me that you tried to get the Titans. So somebody's lying here.
I tried to actually get the Titans, and then he told me that he did not want Buffalo. So,
wow, okay, beggars can't be choosers.
But then I was offered Buffalo or offered Atlanta for Buffalo. So we were able to make that deal. So I was like, sure, I'll make that move over to Atlanta. As far as rivals, I mean, I don't know if I like Bill said, I don't know that I have a rival. I mean, you're probably going to laugh at this. I don't know that I've stayed long enough to build a rivalry at any team.
You were the Bucks for a while. We had some good games.
But yeah, I was the Bucks for a while, and then I was the Bears for a little bit. I just couldn't stand Justin Fields and that team. But I would say honestly, like a friendly rivalry, not like bad blood at all. But I would have to mention a few guys like D-Money. I want to beat him so bad. I think everybody does, and it's always just a challenge. And I probably come up on the short side like most, more than I would like to admit. But same with D-Wayne. Kobe's another one. Denbrew and Little Koch are like great guys. So I don't know that I have rivalries, but I definitely have guys that like I have targets out for and look forward to playing those guys just because I know it's going to be a dogfight and I know I got to have my A game. And if I don't bring my A game, I'm probably not going to be within 2 scores.
Mr. Birdman, we've had some fun games here in the South between Kevin and Maniac and you, just like a lot of good guys, but you've also played around with some other teams. So who's the one guy you can't wait to hit the field with in Madden 25?
Oh, that's tough. You're right. The NFC South has been fun last season. We pretty much all split every time we played each other. So that was fun. But I'm actually looking forward to I'm looking forward to BigHurt being in our division. The few times I've played him, it has been a battle. We played in the college tournament just recently, and it was a good game and a battle to the end. And so more just a fresh person in our division that when I've played in the past has pushed me all the way to the end. So I look forward to some battles with BigHurt.
Let's wrap this thing up with one more question, and I might have a bonus question in there. We'll find out here in just a second. But did you play? I can't remember who did or didn't get to play the beta version of Madden 25. Did you get to play? BigHurt, did you play?
I played a couple of games.
Okay.
I didn't get to play online, user versus user. It was all CPU.
And Bill, you and I got to play, right? Did I have that wrong?
Yeah, I think we did. We played at least a half.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, Bird, you've at least seen news. You've heard some things. What is the one thing that you can't wait to actually try out in Madden 25?
I'm looking forward to juking.
Hey, you should be. You probably juke in your sleep. That's why you're a 90-second man. Too much juking. Too much fluidity in them hips. Is that all you're going to give me? Just juking? Really? That's all you want?
Honestly, I have not really paid attention. I don't really pay attention to much of
Rules.
the news just because it's always disappointing. So I just pay attention to nothing. So when the game comes out, I have no expectations. It just is what it is. I didn't build up 3 weeks in my mind of this great college game that was going to drop, and then we get it, and it's like, well, that's just another pile of whatever. So I try to stay away from all the news and stuff like that.
So Bird doesn't watch my streams, doesn't support grown folks, and don't read the rules. I'm sorry. I need better friends.
Go back.
I need better
I
friends.
always talk to you in chat. I've gone to your streams. I just don't stay long and just don't really pay attention.
Bird informed me last year he doesn't read the rules. I'm like, oh my God, Bird, like you're one of my favorite humans here. I love you to death, but don't tell me you don't read the rules, man. BigHurt, Madden 25. What are we most excited to get our hands on?
Well, I think he just put himself at bronze membership there with that answer, but no. Madden 25. I think the one thing I'm looking forward is just the movement and how the players move, and hopefully from the college game, I think sometimes the player movement seems a little bit more fluid and realistic. I like a lot of the animations, as far as defending the pass, you see catches or breaking up passes a little bit more realistic. I don't know, cinematic animations that don't really seem realistic at all. But at the same time, I've watched videos in college and guys hitting the B or the circle button, and spin moves have been crazy, and the juke moves at times. So then I'm well, what's Madden going to be like? The thing that I think that's if the defense is anything like college where it's tough because DBs react well, I think that will help in a way, because I think last year defense was sometimes non-existent, even though you may call the right thing, and it's just they didn't play right. And so I think this year, if they play anything like college, but at times I know other people have said it's almost too much. So then it's a happy medium, where I think Madden's a couple years ago was we had a crazy pass rush, and then last Madden we had no pass rush, and so it's I'd almost rather have that overpowered pass rush than no pass rush, but because at least you can just get the ball out quick, or pass mass pass protect and pass pro and all that stuff to counter that, where if there's no pass rush, then it's you have all day. So I think that's the thing I'm looking forward to. If it's anything like college, it'll be good. It'll be an adjustment for sure. I'm just kind of concerned about the boomstick thing that they dropped, but it's new, and we'll see how it plays out.
It feels like defense is not nearly as good as NCAA, but offense isn't as crazy as NCAA. So, Mr. Bill, you and I got to play a little bit. You played a little bit. So, what are you most excited about getting your hands on in Madden 25?
Yeah, it felt good, playing. It was a little bit more smoother. But like BigHurt said, pass rush, defense, just not having all day to throw the ball. There's a little bit of a pass rush. Something every once in a while, just to keep people honest on offense, that'd be great, without having to use or D-end or, we don't do D-tackle anymore.
Oh, I almost threw up right here on the screen when you said that.
But, outside of gameplay, to be honest with you, I just want to make sure, I want there to be stability. 24, there was a little bit more stability with the servers and the franchise.
Yeah.
And 23 was terrible. So more stability, just making sure the servers are good, and just more options in the CFM, right? I know CFM is like a dying breed for EA because it's not a moneymaker, but just give us more options, give you, the commissioner, more options, just more things to keep it up, interesting and more immersive. And I just feel like simple things like statistics. It's a database, right? They should be able to give us so many more statistics, sortable statistics and everything like that. And they don't. I just wish it would be a little bit more in that respect.
Give it to us and charge me for a server every cycle or every month, or I'll pay $12 a month for a dedicated, CFM, whatever. Make it a moneymaker. It won't be a moneymaker like MUD, but I don't care. We'll pay for it if that's what we got to do. But give us something.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's deep dive, guys, and that'll probably last a whole 45 seconds, or maybe it's the 90-second deep dive because there ain't nothing new in franchise outside of the new draft stuff that's going to be happening. Guys, you really are my favorite group of 3 that I could ask for, and if you weren't, I probably wouldn't say it, but I am saying it because I really do dig all of you. I just wish I could get Bird to read and support my streams and support what we're trying to do here, but these are the friends that God has given me here in Grown Folks, so you got to do what you got to do. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am so sorry that I screwed this thing up at the very beginning, but we figured it out. We got there. We survived. I don't know how we survived, but we survived it all. I appreciate you all for hanging out with me. There you have it, Mr. Bird, Mr. BigHurt, and Mr. Bill all hanging out with me. Dakota said, man, Bill is rocking the beard. He is. You didn't watch last year? He was rocking the beard last year, so he was here with it.
COVID beard. Had it since COVID.
Yeah, that's right. So, again, another guy that doesn't...
Me and Bill over here got the gray, and then Bird over there, I don't even think he's got no gray, so... That's
funny. I wish I could grow a beard. I mean, I can grow a beard. I physically am an adult and mature enough to grow a beard, but my wife, nay, that is not a thing in her life, and she is not having it. Guys, thank you so much for giving me some extra time. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you being here. We're working out a few small bugs, and I think I learned some things tonight that are going to help us for the next ones. I love you. We're going to get on out of here. I took enough of these guys' time. Remember, take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. Know that you matter to me. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.